Hey guys, an unexpected video for you today, but this is something that is probably quite special and I definitely know is extremely limited. So there were a fair few people that ordered directly from Asmos Collectibles, and they've been making figures for about a decade or so, especially their Lord of the Rings line. So what they did is they had a look at all their previous customers, and they had a look at the ones that had stayed, and you had to have ordered from a certain date onwards, and you had to have ordered a certain amount. And basically, to thank you, they decided that they would create a 6-scale Lord of the Rings accessory that isn't available yet. So they have done a couple of figures from Return of the King, like the Witch King, and Gothmog and a couple of others. But basically, this is just a cardboard protector card and for just a mailer. Nothing all too special, just the Asmos logo. But when you open it, you do get a 6-scale recreation of, I believe it's pronounced Unreal, which is the Flame of the West. So it is fully die cast, and I am going to show that in a moment. But I'm just going to, so it sits in there quite nicely. I'm just going to place it there so it can see. Now this, as you can see, is quite a long sword. Now this scabbard is pretty much how it appears in Return of the King. So they haven't done a Return of the King Aragorn yet, but they have done the Two Towers look and the Fellowship look for Aragorn. Now, the beginning of Return of the King, Aragorn's look doesn't really change too much, but he does receive this from Elrond. So you can see, but it does have the Elvish down the side, which is incredibly done. That it is identical on both sides. Now, this is exactly how the scabbard looks when Elrond hands it to Aragorn. And of course, Aragorn then draws the sword. And this is pretty much how it looked. Now, I'm hoping that they show. It is always a problem with iPhones and whatnot that the runes are so small that getting them to show up is always incredibly difficult. But you can see that the Elvish runes are indeed present on this sword. And it is die cast, which is amazing. So the runes do appear on both sides. And as you can see, they do carry up the sword. So this is something that obviously they didn't have to do, but Asmos has shown time and time again, they really do care about their customers. And the fact that this sword even, they even got the, I was quite surprised how they would do it, but it does in fact start off thick at the top and then have that really narrow point towards the top, which is exactly how the sword was in the film. It does have that really thin point at the top. So as I said, I'm not too sure how many they are making in total. I know they've sent out 180 so far, and I am one of those 180 people to receive it, which is fantastic. I'm definitely going to be giving this to Aragorn, as it is the Flame of the West, and it is the sword of the King of Gondor. And as I said, this accessory has not been previously given to any Lord of the Rings figure. So yeah, as I said, there's a better look at the runes going up the sword. As I said, it is on both sides, and it's just incredible that they do that. And like I said, this was just a thank you to the community for supporting them, and hopefully people continue to support them. I haven't received my invoice for Virgil yet. I know that they're sending out about 200 of them before Chinese New Year, and then the rest of the Virgils will be sent out after Chinese New Year. If I am not lucky enough to get the invoice on that, that's fine. But yeah, I just thought that it would be, that this is definitely something to highlight, and that it's incredible that the company would just go out of their way just to give you an extra accessory. And being full die cast, I would say if they were to sell it separately, but it would have somewhat of a high-ish retail price. So yeah, I'm definitely going to give this to my Aragon when I get the Lord of the Rings display set up. But yeah, this is fantastic. Thanks for checking this out, and like I said, hopefully people continue to support the Asmos figures. I've got the majority of their Lord of the Rings line, and there's been very few missteps with it, I believe. They recently have the Ringwraiths that are coming back. I'll probably end up ordering a couple of those, probably through Pop Culture, as they are just that tiny little bit cheaper than getting them directly from Asmos. But the luxury editions like the Virgil and the Golem and the yeah, I might go back and get the Legolas. But yeah, just to have something unique like this it's very, very cool, and I really do thank them for doing this and sending it out. Thanks for watching, guys.